Seems to often be the way that the inspiration to chat to you comes when we've literally just getting out of bed, no makeup, just looking whatever, and the polish of what is needed on social media isn't there. But then you miss out on all the juiciest bits of life, the juicy bits of the mess of it all. And even though the mess of it all is all happening, the beauty and the perfection is still right there, whether you can see it or not, right now. But just stopping and going, oh, wow, this last year has been a lot. The working to, so because of Tony's sister, right? She always said menopause didn't touch me. It didn't make any difference to my life. And I went through like a breeze. But she got osteoporosis, heart problems, bone problems where they were crumbling her bones, and so many different things, diabetes, and bless her beautiful heart, she would always say to me, petticoat rules, Jules, petticoat rules, which was bring the women together. Women together is so strong. And so I hope and pray that she is here right now, blessing the fact that I'm sharing her story, because it was hard. She was healthy, then really just not healthy after, in her sort of late 50s, then all these sorts of things started coming along. And then the 60s were awful. The 70s, were really, really hard. And she died in a way that no one would want to go that way. And the only reason I share this is because she has been the inspiration. I didn't have any menopause symptoms whatsoever. No menopause symptoms, no hot flushes, no stressing out, none of the things, until I started and I saw her doing that. And my gynecologist said that the reason for all of that was because of lack of estrogen and progesterone, obviously, because they go together. And that's why you need to do something about all of that sort of stuff. And excuse my attire, but that's why you need to do something about all of that stuff. And so I started on the journey of adding in, because he found out that there was no estrogen in this system at all. And so found out that, and he said, you really need to do something, otherwise your bones, your heart, your ability to deal with sugar, so would bring diabetes potentially, and the dementia, even, all the things could happen. And let's look after this body for as long as we can. Let's give it what it needs to, because we're living longer, so we need to live longer in a healthier way, in a sustainable way. And so what I started was okay, let's add some of this estrogen into the system and see what it's all about. So we started adding it in, and it was not happening. So it wasn't going in. The patches didn't work. Tried them for a while. Horrible. Just felt horrible and just gross. So patches and progesterone together, and it was just like, nah, this is just bleh. And so we then went on to, and it wasn't going into the system properly, so it wasn't showing up in the bloods. And then so went on to some sort of pills of some description, and they didn't work particularly well. It's the same kind of thing. They weren't really going into the system where they needed to, and they were causing all sorts of different symptoms that were not popular around these parts. And so we were like, okay, next one was the gel. So now it's on the gel, and the gel was going into the system. And someone said, don't put it on your arms because it can create age spots and just horrible looking stuff that you can avoid by putting on your inner thigh or whatever. And so we'd do that, and that started working. It's like, yes, that starts working. So then we added in the progesterone, and because you obviously need both. And then so that was from Christmas, and that has just been a huge big blah. And using your joyful path, which has been amazing through all of it, and I would say that, but anyway, it has been absolutely amazing to go deeper than the surface level stuff. All of this stuff is on the surface, and it's just like raw. And if your attention is on the surface and on with it, then you get lost in it. It becomes all too much and not at all fun. But if you're able to go deeper than all of that and back to the root, and so you don't need to talk about all the stuff, you don't need to rummage around in the whys, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. You have to just go deeper than all of it and connect in with that still point of peace, which is always right here. And and that is what makes this exact thing right now, get out of bed, must say something, because there's millions and millions of people out there, women out there, who are doing this so hard, and they feel like they're doing it by themselves. They're the only ones going through this shit show, because people don't talk about it. People don't come on here and go, whoa, this is a lot, even though I've worked for the last 30 years, the evolution of the last 30 years has been the focus of the life, and not studying in the mind, but studying in the mind, like psychology and stuff, not interested in that, studying the mind and how it functions, how it works, what it does to bring your attention back to it constantly. It's like an untrained puppy. That's the new analogy that I keep going on about, because obviously I've got puppies that are doing our best to train them, but sometimes they seem like untrained puppies. And so the mind is so similar. It takes so much attention on all of the stuff that's going on. But if you organize it so you teach the mind, you train the mind to do your bidding rather than the other way around, rather than you doing the bidding of the mind and constantly just like, oh, I'm lost in all of this. You realize that the mind is not who you are. It is just an untrained puppy who is like your pet, and it's your responsibility to train it. No one else can do it for you. It's only you that can do it. You make it your friend. You make it your pet, and it will help you in all the ways. It will then be able to inspire amazing ideas, clean and clear information that just bubbles out from the heart through the mind to show you the next steps, out of the heart, through the mind, to create the life of your dreams. And it is so simple, but you have still got to do it. It's a bit like training a puppy, relatively simple, 5 minutes at a time, blah, 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 but you have to do it. It's consistency and it's commitment. And if you don't do it, you will have the worst behaved puppy. You'll have the worst behaved dog later in life. You will have a life that's constantly fighting with this puppy, and we don't want that. We want a well-behaved mind. We want a mind that's going to work with us. We want it to work so that it can help us to feel good and find good feeling people and attract the right things to us. And that's where the balanced affirmation method, which is the other thing that I've been using, which created and using. So creating all these things and using them because we're living this and loving it so much, and that's why we're sharing it. And the balanced affirmation method, which I've talked about many times before, but about the positive and bringing the shadow into it so that you accept it, you feel it, you accept it, and then you can soothe it through the nervous system. And so yeah, and so all of those things are helping to train that puppy to do your bidding and to work through all of these things while you are deeply rested in your beingness and moving about in life, because that's what we're here for. We are alive, so energy is rising inside to move. We're still young, 52 is still young in my opinion, and so still want to get out and enjoy and dance and sing and love and play with puppies, the outside puppies, and we need this to be sorted for that. We need this body to be sorted for that. And so that's why we're doing both the things. So we're kind of restarting in many ways. It's a new beginning, and I empathize massively with all the women out there that don't have these tools, which is the reason for bringing them into the world, because it's not been an easy birth to get all of this stuff out, but it's been worth it. If even one woman can say, oh, I feel so much better not having to be lost in all of this, not having to have the looping in the middle of the night and waking you up looping, not having the hideous dreams and all the rest of it, although it is actually positive to have bad dreams and a wonderful life, because it's best to play out some of that garbage that all is going in your subconscious, play it out in the dreams rather than in the life, has got to be better than in the life. So we feel it, we understand it a little bit more deeply, and we can let it go and just drop into your still point of peace. And that peace is just throughout all of it. And yeah, I bless your beautiful hearts and love you so much. So please reach out and talk us in the chat. Talk about what's worked for you, what you love. There's no competition. If something's worked for you, then happy days. And please talk, come and chat. There's so little engagement, and if we don't talk, if we don't share the journey with each other and share these tips and tricks, then everyone's recreating the wheel over and over again when we really don't need to. So I'd love to hear from you, and like and subscribe, because every single like or heart or any comment or anything helps people to find us, to find the beauty and perfection that is here in this moment, always in this moment. So much love, and excuse the state of all the things, but it was important to share this right now because you are so loved. And we'll talk soon. And enjoy this beautiful day, because it looks beautiful. Bye for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if this touched you, and stay connected with All About Your Joy.